Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have a very important damage control session from Battlefield, namely from David Sirland and from the Global Battlefield Community Manager, Total FPS, regarding the potential and alleged SBMM leaks that happened yesterday. It is abundantly clear that DICE and EA are extremely frustrated with this situation regarding all these leaks, and thankfully, this video hopefully will quell a lot of people's worries. Because a lot of what David Sirland had to say really kind of puts the SBMM worries to rest. So with all that being said, if you enjoyed the channel, be sure to hit the like button, especially on this video, because if any video needs to get spread around, it's probably this video. The SBMM video that I put up yesterday expressing my concerns for the fact that SBMM might be in this game did really well, which means a lot of people watched it. So this video needs to do really well because that video from yesterday is now just kind of out of date, and this is now the relevant information. Kind of long-winded there, but yes, thank you for liking the video. If you did, I really do appreciate it. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Over 50% of people that watch my content are not subscribed. You might think you're subbed and you like the videos, but you're not. And of course, if you've never seen a stream, I stream every single day on this YouTube channel and my Twitch stream. All links are in the description. So to give people context about what this situation is about, yesterday I made a video, which I will link in the description, going over apparent Battlefield 6 skill-based matchmaking leaks. There was a bunch of stuffed data mined regarding the matchmaking process of Battlefield 6, and it was insinuated that this is skill-based matchmaking. This, of course, caused a absolutely massive outcry on all social media platforms regarding this topic. The Reddit was nonstop complaining, the Discord was blowing up, my Discord was blowing up, but thankfully, we do have some statements from official sources that do heavily quell the worries here. This is from David Sirland, and it reads as follows. Quote, PSA 2042 has SBMM according to this definition. This is what I tried to detail above yesterday. It has a factor of skill, it's used, but ping and time to game is the top priority. And in a 64-player game, our want is to spawn a server that starts as soon as possible. Thus, the skill factor is negligible in terms of sorting into servers. Also with a party that is more or less ignored. Just for clarity, saying SBMM is bad is not really useful. What you really want to say is heavy SBMM where skill separation as a priority is bad. But that doesn't make skill as a factor in matchmaking bad wholesale. On the contrary, we need a skill value to make balanced teams. No matter the ranges of skills total on a server, it wouldn't be fun if all high-skill players ended up on the same team, would it? Just to calm things down a tad, the fact a skill value is in the matchmaker, it's been in there since we started being able to matchmake, by the way, doesn't mean we're going to have a heavy-handed SBMM solution. Quite the opposite. Battlefield is at its best when you play the all-out warfare modes with friends and different types of players. We do not want to limit that. All of this is also true, skill being important for team balancing, regardless of in which way you join the server. For reference, did you feel like the Battlefield Labs playtests were heavy-handed SBMM? No? Then we're good. It's the same matchmaker and settings we'll use. And in that very last paragraph there, it's kind of vague, but allow me to provide some context. He is essentially saying that this sort of matchmaking system is already being used in the Battlefield Labs playtests, and there have obviously been no complaints that I've seen from any players that have played Battlefield Labs regarding heavy SBMM. So it's very clear that this system is almost completely unnoticeable. Some other very important things to point out here. Right at the beginning here, David Sirland talks about 2042 having SBMM according to this definition. If the next Battlefield game plays like 2042 in terms of how the game is played, I think everyone would be completely fine with that. Because in my opinion, 2042 didn't play any differently from BF5. BF5 didn't play any differently in terms of lobbies from BF1. And BF1 didn't play any differently from Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. They all felt the exact same in how Battlefield should feel to play. And really the core of what David Sirland is saying here is he's saying that they need a skill value in order to balance teams. I really think they're just talking about a team balancer here. So in my opinion, I think a lot of the SBMM worries are now just completely gone. And I know what some people are going to say. I had some pushback in my Twitch chat earlier when I was going over this. People were saying, well, okay, well, David Sirland can say whatever he wants, but EA is still the evil empire. You know, they could be lying to us. They could be lying to us like Delta Force lied to us. but I really wouldn't put them in the same boat. You know what I mean? Like, David Sirlin is one of the reasons why Battlefield 4 is even playable nowadays. He really kind of resurrected that game. He was a large part of that. I think we should give David Sirlin's words the benefit of the doubt here and really just wait to play the game. I also think there's something to be said for the fact that they're so quick to address this. They clearly are very worried about this being an assumed fact of the next Battlefield game. People assume the next game has SBMM based off of some sort of out-of-context leak. Therefore, the game has a bad reputation before it even launches. So I do appreciate the very quick damage control here from them, but we're not done with this video. Total FPS wrote a gigantic paragraph in reply to what David Sirlin said on a Reddit post. If you don't know who Total FPS is, he is the Battlefield Global Community Manager, and he does handle a lot of like the communication side of things. But this is what he had to say in response to this entire situation. He starts off by saying, literally, okay, enough, guys. Like, he's talking to us like, enough, stop with all this shit. Then he goes on to say, Battlefield Labs is about building and collaborating on the future of Battlefield, and we want to do that in the correct way. I want to remind everyone, things that are taking place in Battlefield Labs may or may not make their way to the final finish line. This is the greatest thing about this program. It allows us the ability to get creative, see what works with those involved, gain educated and informed feedback from those that are participating, and potentially spot bugs around the features too. We've long wanted to implement this program, responding to your requests for greater involvement and a return to this type of reactivity around all things Battlefield. There is a specific time and place for the wider community to learn about new features and functionalities, and this is not it. We will address various topics and expand participation in Battlefield Labs when appropriate, but the constant reposting of things is not that time or place. Individuals are and will continue to be removed if they continue to violate the NDA that they agreed to. Information and content that gets shared is out of context, and often with a narrative wrapped around it that is going to damage to the trust and transparency we want to establish. Things simply are not the same when it comes to hearing about something out of context versus actually experiencing it or reading about it in detail with the correct descriptions around it. While the allure of brief internet fame might be tempting, it undermines our efforts to remain open and communicative. And quite honestly, if that is your intention, then I question where this aligns with the interests of this community. We can all agree that we wanted to have an environment that allowed for testing and collaborating once again. We want to be as transparent as we can be. You have seen us return to the values you once recognized in us. We all want to make Battlefield play like Battlefield, but we cannot do it if the trust continues to be tampered with. We must be allowed the ability to do it right, alongside you all and in the correct way. And to all of those who do wish to see things grow, we commit to you that we are reading your comments and feedback in and out of the program. We are seeing and exploring your experiences with Battlefield, and we are paying attention just like we stated in our first community update. One final reminder that when it comes to features, content, functionality, and more, it is only official when we share it and we are comfortable with the topic at hand. To those who are here for community and wish to see a bright future for Battlefield, thank you truly. I truly believe community has been closer to the development of Battlefield than ever before, and I've been around for quite some years now. What we're doing is something different. I know that you feel that too. It is truly refreshing to see you experience pre-alpha content and share your thoughts for us, then react change in a short time frame. It's something else. Rules aren't fun, but they exist to make it better for all of us. Thank you to those who are abiding by them, but thank you for your trust and time to make this great for you, our community. Let's keep doing this together. So that was a very lengthy statement from Total FPS, but in general, I agree with almost everything that he said here. It is abundantly clear that Battlefield is extremely frustrated with the amount of leaks that are being shared out of context in their opinion. This is probably generating a lot of misinformation, and I think the misinformation regarding how the matchmaking of the next Battlefield is going to work really triggered them to do massive damage control extremely quickly in this certain sort of scenario. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, when I say at the beginning of videos where I cover leaks, this is a leak, take it with a grain of salt. I really do mean that. Like, I'm covering the news as it comes, but as a content creator, I am also aware that a lot of this stuff can change on a dime, like we're seeing right now. This literally didn't even last for 36 hours, and it's already pretty much 180'd. But in general, the leaks are going to be completely unavoidable. You're going to see them, but take them with a grain of salt. Don't make your final decision yet. I do think we do have to give them the benefit of the doubt, at least with Battlefield Labs right now, because they are really trying to make the next game good. It's just we have doubt that they can do it. And I think when people hear things like, oh, the next Battlefield has SBMM, I think some people are too quick to write that off. Like, I understand, you know, even myself, when I hear that, I was like, oh my God, it's so over, but we'll have to wait and see it. But the end part of that is really important. We will have to wait and see. Like, I always try to include that in my thoughts about these videos. Like, okay, this sounds really bad, but we'll have to wait and see. And we can't ignore the we'll have to wait and see part of that. And I'm fully aware that their reputation right now, their track record with the past few Battlefield games has been absolutely horrible. You know, I'm probably their largest critic. Longtime viewers of the channel will know that for sure. You know, I've made a lot of videos critiquing what they've done with 2042 and BF5. And I think the trust from the community, as with myself, has completely eroded in Battlefield. I think a lot of people don't have any confidence that they're going to be able to do the right things. But I do think that sometimes a lot of people are completely jaded by the past few Battlefield games. Understandably so, but it's preventing them from looking at what they're really trying to do. I think Battlefield Labs at its core is them really sort of extending an olive branch to the community and saying, hey, you know, we really want to prevent another 2042 from coming out. Let's try to build it together as a community. Obviously, whether or not all of that pans out, you know, in the 100% correct way, it remains to be seen. Like, we'll see how they process feedback from Battlefield Labs. We'll see how the game is on release. We'll see if any of this pans out. But I do think what Total FPS said in one of these paragraphs here is valid. You kind of do have to give them time. You have to give them time, and you have to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're trying at least to do the right thing this time. So that's going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I post videos very regularly, and I cover pretty much everything to do with FPS. If there's a new game that comes out, I'm probably going to try to play it. Also, come by the streams. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. First link in the description. I also multi-stream, so those streams will be on YouTube as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I will see you guys in the next video.